Okay, these are going to be a series of videos, guys, probably about 3 videos tops to show you guys some of the stuff we did in our practical class for word production. Okay, so one of the first things we do, let me just pull up the test. This is our, there it is here, hold on, guys. Okay, sorry, back, guys. Okay, so one of the first things we had to do for this test that was a little bit more complicated was do a header, place a header with an automated file name and file path, left aligned, center number, and candidate number. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my fisheries document here. You can see I've got it here already. I'll just edit some of this stuff and we'll go along. So to do a header then, we go to Insert, okay, and I click on Header, okay. This is the type of header that I want here, okay. Now, the first thing they say is automated file name and path name left aligned. So I'll click on this box here. I'm going to go to Quick Parts, click on Field, okay. Now I want file name, and as you can see here, we've got all sorts of things that we could include: date, database, doc, file name, file size, whatever. File name and file size and document property are common ones that they have on the test. So I'm going to click on file name. Uppercase or lowercase, doesn't matter. They don't ask that. And then I'm going to click on add path to file name and hit OK. And you'll get something like that. And yours might look a little bit different depending on where you have hidden it. Then we want my candidate number and candidate number and center number, which is going to be right aligned. So I'll click in this box here, and I've just our candidate center, I believe, is MC05 here, and I'm just going to make up. All right, I don't need anything here in the middle. Might as well make it nice and neat, so I'll delete that. Okay, I'm just going to save this. Now, to get out of header, I can click on my body here a number of times. Very simply, though, if I want to do it the quickest way, close header and footer. All right, the next thing we want to do is they want to create a footer that is has today's date left aligned and your name right aligned. So I'll go back to my document. Same thing, I go into Insert, and I go into Footer this time. Okay, I'll choose this one, and the footer I want to be today's date left aligned. So same thing, I click in this box. This time I click on Insert Date and Time. They might ask me for a specific format. Okay, they don't, so I can choose any format that I want. I'll just choose the first one at the top. No problem. There we go. And my name right aligned. So I'll just put in my name. Okay. And once again, I'll save it and I'll get out of here. Okay, the next sort of complicated thing that we wanted to do was they wanted us to create this box around here. Okay, let me just, I've already done it, but let me just go over how to do that again for your subtitle and your title. So I would just, here, let me get rid of this all. We'll get rid of it all and I'll recreate it. Okay, so we'll go back here, and we'll go borders and shading, and we'll do none shading. Okay. Okay, great. So I'm going to recreate that gray box around it. So I select my title and my subtitle, being careful that that's all I select. Then I go here to where the borders are. Okay, click on the drop-down menu for the borders. I select borders and shading. I want a box around it. Okay, so I click on that. In the test instructions, they told me they wanted a 3-point line. So I'll select the 3-point line. Now for shading, go in here. They said they want a gray, which is about 10 to 25. So we'll do 15, which is wonderful. Don't want any style filling that, so I leave that clear. Just click on that, and there we go. We've got my gray box around there. Okay. This was very good. Okay, so next thing they wanted is they wanted this little box here. They wanted this table in here. Okay, as you can see here, we've got it up sort of split a little bit. They don't want that. I'm going to show you how to fix that, okay? Because that was a problem in class as well. We ran out of time before I could show you guys what to do and solve that problem. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is they want us to create a table out of the information that's in this .csv file. Okay, I could just open it up as is, okay, and then I've got it. Great, but it's still a .csv file, so I want to be careful. Okay, there's no tricks to this, but sometimes they throw in tricks and they'll throw in some formatting errors that'll import from the .csv file. So best way to do this, if you're ever doing a chart, quickest way without any problems going along, is to open up a new Excel sheet. Okay, so I'm just going to open up a new one. Sorry, I've got an old one here. So File, New, Blank Worksheet. Great. Now I'm going to import that. Okay, so I'm going to go to Data, Get External Data from a text source, and I've got it here on my desktop, and it is this .csv file. Okay, like I said, there's tons of ways you can do this. If you do it this way, it's going to save you time in the long run. You'll be able to avoid any sort of tricks that the test might throw at you. So just do it this way. Does my data have headers? Yes, it does. I can see right there. Those are the headers there. So I want to click on that. Not going to worry about anything else as far as that goes. It is a comma separated value. That's why they call it a .csv file. So I'll click on comma, click on next. Okay. And yep, I want it to start importing from A1. That's great. And wonderful. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to format this chart the way they asked me to in the test. So I'll go back to my test. And I can see here that there's a number of things that they asked me to do with this chart. We'll go down here. Yeah, I want it to be top row, bottom underline, center underline, bold, all this stuff. So let me just go back and I will do that stuff to this table. So first thing we want is we want to delete the row containing Belgium. Okay, so here's Belgium here, and I will just delete that. Okay. The reason I'm doing all of this in Excel is that it's far quicker for me to format this in Excel than it would be to import the table and try to do this, these corrections on a table in Word. Okay, so that's great. I got rid of Belgium. Next thing I want to do is bold and underline the top row. Okay, no problem. Let's see, go back to home. Bold, underline. Okay. Center line over 4 columns. Great. So I got to do this. I got to merge and center. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just click on merge and center. Great. I've got that there. Next thing, format rows 3 to 12 so that the data for each row is displayed on. Oh, no, sorry. Before I do that, I want to format the second row so it is bold and it is center lined. Okay, so I'll just highlight that, bold it, and it's going to be center lined. I believe I also want to wrap the text. Okay, so I'm going to hit wrap text. Great. I can make that smaller. Okay. Now, I know that I want it to fit the column, okay, that it's in. So I'm just going to make this chart smaller, smaller than it really is, so that I don't have to worry about any issues. See that? So it's wrap text. I want to make sure that all the when you wrap the text, I want to always make sure that the the words aren't split. So everything's in a whole word there. Okay, that's fine. Everything looks good. I'm just going to double check. Okay, that looks great. So what I will do now, I've got a Word document. There it is. Okay, that's the chart that I created before in class. I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay, so we'll get rid of it. It's supposed to go there. So I will go back to my table. So far it looks like I've got everything formatted the way they want me to. Okay, so I'm going to click on this. Okay, click on the, put your cursor right here, the top left-hand corner of my worksheet. Once I click on that, it selects the whole thing. Then I double click by putting 2 fingers on the mouse pad and I select copy. Okay, I'm going to go back to my fisheries. I believe it's supposed to be here, so I will cut and paste it here. Okay. Oh, there's one other thing they wanted. Okay, they wanted to have all of the borders in there. So I didn't do that in my Excel sheet. I can just do that again here. So I can click on this, select my chart, go back to my borders and shading. Okay, let's do all borders. That should do it. Okay, and there we go. But as you can see, okay, ooh, those borders are pretty thick, so I'm just gonna, they don't have to be that thick. So let's go to borders and shading again. This time I'll go to borders and shading. I'm gonna select a very, very thin border, so that way I can save some space, and that's great, okay, good. As you can see, okay, now they say that they want to make sure that the chart fits on the column, okay? Now, you can try to futz with it now, but in order to save time, I'm going to tell you guys something, okay? Like I said, I could try to futz with this, play with it, try to make it all fit in one column, but there is always a tricky thing with these charts. And as you can see, this tricky thing is going to be solved when I create these house styles. I'll explain what that does and how that's going to make the table fit, okay? If you're having problems, okay, things aren't looking the way they should, don't waste time, just keep going through with the test, okay? And then later try to fix some of the issues that you might have, like a hanging chart like this, okay? Because in the test they'll tell you, oh, fix the orphans. An orphan is something like, let's see if I can find an orphan. See, an orphan would be something like this. I got stock recovery here, and then I've got the rest of the paragraph down there. That's an orphan. Yeah. Okay. Let me go on. I'll save this, and I will do the image and show you how to create house styles in the next video. Okay.